Kia ora, my name is Anita Mortlock and I teach here in the School of Educational Psychology and Pedagogy at Victoria University. My background is in early childhood education and because of that I mostly teach in early childhood courses, specifically EPSI 318 and EPSI 312. My background is in early childhood education, as I've just said. I chose early childhood because I love its potential for children to have the freedom to investigate their own interests and for their learning experiences to be holistic. So, for example, through making a box construction, say, they might be utilising skills in art, technology, maths, literacy and science all at the same time. So the whole notion of experiential learning that's tied up with that is also really important to me. I'm currently researching interactions at mat time in junior primary classes for my PhD. There's been no research done in this area to my knowledge in New Zealand, which is interesting because mat time's a very widespread practice. What I mean by mat time is when all the children sit on the floor for the purposes of class discussion or teacher instruction or what have you. So at that time I'm particularly interested in how children compete or cooperate when the whole group is together. I think it's really important that we understand the nature of both competition and cooperation. For example, we know that there are different types of competition that might serve to highly motivate some children, but yet might act as a deterrent for others. At that time there can also be an emphasis on group discussion, and knowing how to discuss things in groups, to my view, is a useful lifelong skill. So I'm also very interested in children's experiences of this and what they find challenging about it. I think that the children's peer culture will influence in some way the interactions that occur at mat time, and the experiences of children who take on a more dominant role in the group at mat time will vary to the other children, of course. I think understanding all of these things and the complexities of them might open up further possibilities for teaching practices and for teaching strategies. So to me it's a very exciting thing. For me, one of the great things about research and postgraduate study is that through the act of researching something you learn a whole lot about yourself. And quite often it's stuff that you were previously possibly unaware of. For example, when I monitor my reactions to the different things that I observe about mat time, what I believe and what I value comes to the fore in a really big way, and I'm constantly challenged as to why I hold that particular belief or that particular value. I believe that I've been well supported to do postgraduate study by the postgraduate office here and by my supervisors, and I've really appreciated what they the advice and the guidance that they give me. I've appreciated the fact that they've taken time to build a relationship with me. So when they do give me advice or guidance, they tailor it to not only my topic, but also to my working style as well. The supervision relationships are a really significant one. I currently teach on a course where students undertake research into their own teaching practices. And for me, it's really important that I get to know the students as much as possible, especially with regard to what they're interested in and what areas they find challenging in their study. I want the feedback that I give them to be really formative and for it to be meaningful. So I think responsiveness and two-way communication is a really important aspect of that. So that's one of the things that I really try and emphasise when I'm working with students in a supervision way. The coolest thing about working here is when you see people grow in confidence and when you see them push themselves to learn new things. They often suddenly realise that they're really good at a whole lot of stuff that they never knew about. And sometimes you see them take that stuff and they use it to make positive changes out in the sector.